get my family.
I love this movie because I think the suspense and the terror never stopped at all at one moment in this movie.
Oh, great. Thank you.
And I don't think there's anything more terrifying than home invasion. I think you, and I would imagine, as skilled actor as you are, there's really not a lot of just thinking going involved there. You just have to picture somebody in your family that is being terrorized.
Well, that in essence is acting, is to figure out the mechanisms to create belief, behavior that the audience recognizes as cues for how they would feel if they were in this circumstance. But yeah, you're right. The truth is, we all think about danger being outside, that we're safe in our little space, yeah. And that's our space, and that's where we feel most secure. And when something comes into that space, that's really scary stuff, yeah. Especially if you have kids.
Right, and I don't have children, but it's like there's a scene where a gun is put to the daughter's head in this movie. I almost had to look away, even though you hope nothing was going to happen. It was just that image of, this is the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life. And even like, there was a lot of responses too, like when the dog was in danger, you heard actually like more yelps and stuff from the audience because everybody has a connection with their pet. Right. I think these bad guys could have pretty much just terrorized the dog and they would have gotten what they wanted. Yeah. But when we look at this movie, I mean, think back, robbing a bank. It wasn't too long ago when people would walk in with Tommy guns or machine guns and rob banks, but
well, they still do.
Well, but
the potential to get caught that way is probably greater than the more sophisticated crime, which is to get in through the telephone wires, get in through the wire network, beyond the firewall that the bank has established for its security. Right. And but in this case, it's a combination of both. These guys think they have a very good plan to compel this character to defeat his own system, and the family are being held as a sort of backup, because they think they know everything about how the system is working at his bank. But some changes have been made because there's a merger going on and they're being taken over by a bigger bank. So one thing that they'd counted on, or the character Paul Bettany plays had counted on, is not available. That forces this character that I play to have to figure out cobble together some system to get into his own secure network.
Now, are you a guy that likes to know, like, research for like how the banks operate and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. I did a lot of research with banking professionals, software designers. Yeah.
I imagine you're pretty a gadget guy. I mean, a guy who has a license and then a rotor license. You have to be around computers all the time.
Yeah, but they're specifically designed to help you with flying. Mm-hmm. They're not there to help you. They are replacements, in a way, for analog instruments, steam gauges, we call them. So it's a different thing. They are conveniences. If you begin to rely on them, you can get yourself in real trouble.
Yeah. I love bad guys in movies, and Paul is just an amazing villain, especially because they're always like not a hair on their body is ever messed up or anything. Can you talk a little bit about Paul and maybe like, because you guys had a good chemistry going there? I mean, because I just wanted to choke him, or try to figure out a way myself to get rid of him in the movie.
He's a very inventive actor, and he's got a very good head on his shoulders about how the character that he plays can be useful to the story overall. And he's also a very instinctive actor. You really don't have to talk a lot about acting with Paul. He really gets it. He understands his character responsibilities and why that character is living in this film, and helps enormously to bring a reality to the screen. I had a great time working with him.
And if I can be selfish for a moment here, all my life I've dreamed of flying helicopters, and I am 40 years old, never done anything about it. Is it still possible for someone like me to go out there and maybe,
Sure.
Really, is it a long process?
It's expensive.
Really?
That's the worst thing about it. No, it's expensive, but they are small training helicopters that I think
Really?
you'd have fun trying it.
Yeah, I think it's never too late, I guess, to live
Never.
a dream, is it?
Never.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.